What's going on, guys? Love Smash, back with an all-new video for you guys today. And ever since we got the announcement that Smash Ultimate was getting 5 DLC characters along with 5 stages and a ton of music, the fan community has been going crazy, trying to decipher and speculate and arguing with each other over which 5 characters could be joining the fray in the near future for Smash Ultimate. Now, the interesting part about this is Sakurai has stated Nintendo has finalized and chosen those 5 characters they want in it, and pretty much he has the task of implementing those characters in the game, and if he can, we will see them revealed within probably the near future, most likely within the next year. So with that, it led me to do 2 videos, this one and another one I'm going to be dropping in a few days or so, discussing my top 5 predictions. Difference is, this video we're going to be discussing strictly third-party fighters, and then the other video we're going to be discussing strictly Nintendo characters. Now, these are just my prediction, like I always say, everyone has their own thoughts and opinions, and be sure to let me know the 5 characters you want to see in the comments below, but these are just my predictions based on either personal preference, characters who have been hinted, supposedly leaked, or just things leading up to what I believe could lead to their possible inclusion. And the final thing I'll mention is the whole spirit theory. Now, there are many fans out there saying that if a character appears as a spirit, that automatically deconfirms them to be a playable fighter. However, we have not gotten any concrete evidence, or no one from Nintendo nor Sakurai has ever stated this to be true. This is merely a theory by the fan community. How many fans came up with the theory that Toon Link being on the Spirit Tracks trains stage automatically deconfirmed him as playable? Obviously, we know that was false, because Toon Link is playable and Alfonso replaces him when you choose Toon Link. Or many fans were going around saying if a character appeared as a Mii costume, that automatically deconfirmed them to be playable. But we know there's many costumes like the King K. Rool costume, there's the Mario and Link, and I think there's a Zelda costume. There's the Samus costume. It doesn't matter. That doesn't deconfirm them. So the fan community is always coming up with these kind of theories to kind of throw people off and say, no, a character's deconfirmed. Even though we've seen characters like Geno and Shantae appear in screenshots as spirits, they're not deconfirmed, and even though we've seen Captain K. Rool, and we know King K. Rool is playable, there will be fans arguing and saying, no, that's Captain K. Rool, not King K. Rool. The theory is plausible. They're deconfirmed if they're spirits. However, yet again, we do not know if that is true just yet. So without further ado, let's dive into my first pick with a character who I've been clamoring for many years, as you guys have been as well, and that is our good buddy Rayman. Now, going back to Smash 4, we had those Rayman trophies in there with no explanation of why they were put in. Now, many fans have come up with theories basically saying they were put in there because Nintendo and Ubisoft Rayman Legends was supposed to be an exclusive, but then after the whole debacle, Rayman Legend being ported to other consoles, a lot of fans believe they were pretty much salty about that and not on good terms. But in the near future, as we've seen with games like Mario and Rabbids Kingdom, Ubisoft and Nintendo are as tight as they have ever been. And Rayman has been such a highly requested character for such a long time, and being the mascot of Ubisoft with a moveset and the cartoony look that just fits so perfectly into Smash Bros. With that moveset that can translate and be really original to the series, it's easy to see why many fans want him in. Personally, a character I would love to see and believe stands a very good chance. Now, there is the possibility Nintendo may pull a fast one and may opt to put the Rabbids in there, considering the crossover and how they've kind of become the new mascot for Ubisoft. I personally believe Rayman is the better choice here. He's pretty well known in the gaming community. He's been around for a very, very long time. He's appeared on multiple Nintendo platforms as well. And they can easily implement the Rabbids in a moveset for Rayman. They could be part of a final smash like a Stampede. He can summon Rabbids as part of his moveset. Not to mention the other things Rayman has done in his older games and entries that could translate so great into a moveset. I think he's such a great choice here. Just thinking back to the couple of the older games like Rayman 2 The Great Escape and Rayman 3 Hoodlum Havoc, where he had some unique moves, and even his classic hairspin move as an up B recovery. There's so much they could do with this character in terms of a moveset. And going back to Nintendo and Ubisoft's relationship, the CEO of Ubisoft has actually stated they may surprise us in the future with more crossovers with Nintendo. So who knows what we could potentially see in terms of games as well as in the Smash community. I think Nintendo here would be kind of foolish not to include Rayman as DLC for the sheer fact they know he's highly requested, he's highly popular, and if they're trying to build a good relationship with Ubisoft, this seems like the perfect platform to do so. And hey, we even have some of the Rabbids in there appearing as spirits, so maybe that's kind of foreshadowing and trying to tell us something. But regardless of all what I stated, I personally believe that Rayman would be an excellent addition for the upcoming title as DLC. Now moving on to my second pick with another well-known third-party fighter with Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot at one point was the mascot of Sony. However, over the past 10 years, Crash Bandicoot has not been under the Sony license with Naughty Dog. he is owned now by Activision, who Nintendo is pretty tight with as well, as we've seen with things like the Donkey Kong and Bowser amiibo / figurines for Skylanders. Nintendo and Activision are on pretty good terms, and would it be a great way to add one of the most iconic gaming characters of all time and a former mascot of a gaming rival in Smash? Seems like something that would really be awesome. I mean, they couldn't even get Crash for PlayStation All-Stars. Wouldn't it be like the craziest thing to see him in Smash Bros? I personally think so. Now, did Nintendo opt to choose him? That is the million-dollar question. And of course, there's characters like Spyro, who is more prominent in the Skylander series, kind of like that mascot character for the series along with their original fighters. But they could easily put Spyro in the game in some capacity, whether they wanted to add another assist trophy, make him part of Crash's moveset would be even a wilder idea if they were kind of like a tandem, which most likely wouldn't happen, but there's a crazy idea in and of itself, could be part of a final Smash for Crash. There's so many possibilities, but I think Crash is an absolutely perfect addition and a good choice for the upcoming title if Nintendo wanted to go that route. Now moving on to number 3 with an immensely requested character with Geno. Now, I cannot tell you how many fans have been wanting to see Geno in a Smash Bros. Game, and getting him as a Mii costume was kind of one of those things where the fan community got a little bit salty at Nintendo for doing that. But here's the thing, Vergeben, who's been a prominent leaker in Smash Bros. As well as many fighting games, we've discussed him many times. A few months back, he claims that a Square Enix character would be joining the roster, however, could not confirm who it was at the moment. Now, it's really interesting because with his predictions for Smash, he's been pretty spot on with just about everything. With other fighting games like Street Fighter V and Marvel vs. Capcom, there's been a few hiccups and blemishes on his resume. But going back to the Square fighter, it may or may not be Geno. Obviously, Geno is the most logical choice based on ties with Nintendo and his immense popularity, and if Smash Ultimate is going to be the ultimate fan service game, Geno would be the most logical choice. But of course, there's a number of popular and well-known and iconic Square-owned characters. There's Sephiroth, there's Kefla from the Final Fantasy series, as well as others in the Final Fantasy series. There's characters from the Dragon Quest series, but Geno, in my eyes, is the most logical choice if a Square fighter was going to join the roster. The moveset, as you've seen with the moves he used in Super Mario RPG, can translate very well, and I think he is a downright awesome addition, especially, like I said, if Smash Bros. Ultimate is going to be the ultimate fan service game, like adding characters like Ridley and K. Rool, I believe Geno's chances are very high to be included. Now moving on to my 4th prediction. Now this is where it gets a little tricky because I have 2 characters in mind. Now Namco is a juggernaut in the gaming industry and has many iconic fighters. And believe it or not, the Tekken franchise is the best-selling fighting game franchise of all time. And I know that may shock a couple people thinking that Tekken outsold franchises like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter or the Smash Bros. Series, but it's true. And when you think about it, it kind of makes a lot of sense, considering that Namco Bandai helped to develop Old Smash 4 and is helping to develop Smash Ultimate, and Pac-Man, their most iconic character as well as their mascot, already appears in Smash Bros. As well. So it wouldn't shock me if Namco Bandai and Nintendo worked out some kind of agreement to add another fighter in the game. Now, I know there's fans out there hoping to see Lloyd Irving or Klonoa or even the main character from Dig Dug in there. I firmly believe a Tekken fighter makes the most sense as a new addition in Smash Ultimate. But to me, out of all the immensely popular and iconic characters in the franchise, 2 of them come to mind. The first one being Heihachi. Heihachi has been the main villain or boss character in pretty much every game, and considering his stature and how iconic he is, and also how important he is to Tekken's story, it would not shock me if they included him in Smash Ultimate. Now, there's many things they could do, even if they had to borrow elements from PlayStation All-Stars, where Heihachi did appear as well, even though they went with his younger version, which was a weird choice. If he was in Smash Bros, I would hope they go for the older appearance, the more iconic and well-known version of Heihachi. There is a lot they could do with his moveset, because the team is very, very original and very talented. Now, if Heihachi wasn't going to be the character to go with, the other fighter in mind would be Jin. Jin, since Tekken 3, has taken the role of the main hero and main antagonist of the Tekken franchise, taking that from Kazuya, who kind of played that anti-hero from the first 2 games. Jin is immensely popular. There's a lot they could do with his moveset as well. One thing that comes to mind for a final Smash would be him turning into Devil Jin, which would be really awesome. But like I said, it's a tough call here, but just based on the sheer facts alone, with Namco Bandai helping to develop the game, the Tekken franchise being immensely popular, iconic, and the best-selling franchise in fighting game history, well, for the time being at least, seeing just Ryu and Heihachi going at it, not Heihachi's Mii costume, but actually seeing legit Heihachi or legit Jin going against Ryu and Mario and all these characters would be something pretty cool to see. So that's my number 4 prediction, but it comes as a tie. Now for my 5th and final prediction, that would be Banjo and Kazooie. Now, as we've seen many times, the fan community is clamoring and dying to see Banjo-Kazooie return to a Nintendo console and be playable in Smash Bros. Phil Spencer has come out many times, the head of Xbox, and stated that they've worked together before, there's no issues, and he would love to see Banjo-Kazooie in Smash Bros. So what's holding them back? Who knows? Maybe Nintendo has finally worked out a deal and is finally going to say, we're going to make this the ultimate fan service game and include them finally in a Smash Bros. Title. Now, there's many things here that may hurt that, considering the fact they are still under the Microsoft license, because Microsoft bought Rare for, what, $350 million all those years ago. But they could work out an agreement, as Phil Spencer said. It is possible, and they never had issues working with Nintendo in the past. The moveset potential here, and the fact that Virgin has actually came out and said there is some kind of Minecraft representation in Smash Bros. Does help to fuel this argument, because Mojang, the company that created Minecraft, is owned by Microsoft. They bought them for $2 billion, I believe. Now, going back to that whole supposed rumor of Minecraft representation, I hope to God that Steve from Minecraft is not playable, because that would only piss a lot of people off that wanted Banjo-Kazooie in. Virgin has kind of come out and said it could be a playable fighter from Minecraft, but it's more likely a stage or an assist trophy. What I believe may happen, or at least this is what I'm hoping, is that Banjo-Kazooie are the playable fighters from Microsoft that didn't get included in Smash Ultimate, and there is a Minecraft-themed stage that coincides with them, if that is the case, if there is going to be a Minecraft stage. Maybe it's some kind of music that's going to come with Banjo-Kazooie in their reveal. Who knows? But I think that's the perfect alternative. You do a Minecraft stage, and you have Banjo-Kazooie as playable, and I think that would definitely make the fan community immensely happy. Just with everything they could do, and to see Banjo-Kazooie, even still owned by Microsoft, appearing on a Nintendo console, would be something extremely legendary. Now, before I end this video, I wanted to talk about two characters for honorable mention that I was considering for this video, but after finding out that Nintendo finalized the roster, I chose to leave them off. The first character was Ryu Hayabusa from the Ninja Gaiden series. Not only is he the main character from that series, which is immensely popular and iconic in its own right, he's appeared in the Dead or Alive franchise as well, which is another pretty big fighting game franchise. Now, I've known many people to say that Ryu Hayabusa can't be in Smash Bros. Because his name is Ryu and you can't have two Ryus in the game, which is a stupid argument in itself. I mean, we have two Roys in the game. We have Roy from Fire Emblem and Roy the Koopaling, so that makes sense, but two Ryus doesn't make sense. That's completely invalid. And the sheer fact they could just call him Ryu Hayabusa or refer to him as Hayabusa, how he's referred to in every game anyway. Now, to add this character would not only rep for the classic Ninja Gaiden series, which is iconic and classic in its own right, it would also rep for the Dead or Alive franchise, which is iconic in its own right in the fighting game community as well. Add some ninja type moves and some variety to the Smash Bros. Roster, even though some fans may argue we have the ninja with Greninja. He's not a true ninja in the sense as Ryu Hayabusa would be, and the only reason I didn't add him to my top 5 because I felt a Tekken fighter was a little more deserving based on the ties to Namco Bandai, and the fact that Tekken is the best-selling fighting game franchise of all time. It makes the most sense, but Ryu Hayabusa is definitely a great option as well. Now, my second honorable mention is a character I feel has less than a 1% chance to be included, but what if a fighter from the legendary and iconic Mortal Kombat franchise was to join the fray? Out of the two icons and poster boys, you have Sub-Zero and Scorpion, Sub-Zero being my all-time favorite. However, just with Get Over Here, making it a household phrase, I had to give the nod to Scorpion. Seeing him in a Smash Bros. Game would blow people's minds. To see Scorpion in Mortal Kombat would be the closest we would ever see to a Street Fighter Mortal Kombat crossover, where you can actually face Ryu against Scorpion, and just everything they can do for a moveset. His spear move could be his side B, his up B could be a teleport, his final smash could be toasty or something to that effect. I think there's a ton of stuff they could do there to just make it really unique and just bring a shock value and create a major buzz in Smash Ultimate. Like I said, I don't see it happening. It's extremely unlikely, but would easily be the most shocking reveal in Smash Bros. History, at least in my opinion. So anyway, guys, those are my top 5 predictions for third-party fighters in Smash Ultimate. I'm going to be doing another video, like I said, of strictly Nintendo characters for DLC very shortly, so be on the lookout for that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree with my list? Who do you personally want to see as a third-party fighter? Let me know in the comments below. But anyway, guys, that is the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And like always, for all the latest fighting game news and speculation, be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter. Thank you guys, like always, so much for watching, and I will see you soon with a brand new video.